John 1, verses 1 through 5. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. John 1, verses 1 through 5.
It's the Mack Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far. Tune in quick, cause you might just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far. Just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. 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 Car, no matter if you're near or far. Tune in quick, cause you might just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Mack Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far.
Grand rising to all of you, everyone. Grand rising on this Thursday morning. It is the 3rd of April here on the Mack Man Morning Show. On yesterday, we were trying to celebrate our birthday, our anniversary. This is the Mack Man Morning Show's anniversary, 1-year anniversary. Started on yesterday, our actual anniversary day. 1 year we've been here. Hey, Alice, blessed child of God, Spocky, to Roxy. I heard you on another platform, ma'am. Can you please email me some information? There's a question that I want to ask you. It's going to be in the chat. macmedia3@gmail.com. Alice is here, our chief usher to our chairman of our deacon board of the Mack Man Morning Show, Deacon Alvin Moore, State Representative Hester Jackson McCrae. I got something for you. That's yes, macmedia3@gmail.com. And I wanted to express to all of you all, get in touch with me, Miss Fox, please. There's a question that I want to ask. We were going to have this Thursday was supposed to have been our special program with our panel. Due to the weather situation that has happened in our region and our main region, the region where the Mack Man Morning Show studios over in DeSoto County and in Memphis, Holly Springs, Mississippi, got hit, um, and it was some severe weather. It started when the sirens went off um, this morning at about 12:30. The cell phone started to shake, and all anything you got, whether it's working or not, you find your old cell phone that you think you lost behind the couch. If it got some juice in it or something like that, if it ain't been used, it'll got a little juice, it's gonna buzz, and it buzz and holler and carry on. And I said something serious. So when I looked, it was raining cats, and I mean, I have not seen that much water in that much time. The rain started yesterday afternoon, right about after 2:30, going right into 3 o'clock, going into the main rush, and it was an outbreak of severe tornadoes. Weather was really dangerous, even for this region here. So as night had fell, and knowing me, I had went to sleep and everything. There was, I mean, the weather has just been, I guess you sleep through the rain. I do in some cases, in most cases I do, especially if I've eaten or something. I will, you go to sleep, you just sleep, knocked out, whatever the case may be. I wasn't fussing about the show yesterday, although I was, it was horrible. But hey, we look forward. Happy anniversary. Thank you all for all of your well wishes and for your thank yous and so forth, and putting up with us for 1 year to hear us, me, Brother Lee, and others that have come our way. I'd like to say good morning to Diane Black. I like to say, a lot of rumblings are going on in the DC area, but I got something for you all. You think DC is something. I got a speech for you all that I had saw on yesterday, and I said I was going to put this on. And you tell everybody that's in the chat, listen, we're back on the air. We're doing what we do. And I wanted to give you all a little update on, first of all, let me say my congratulations to the team that I endorsed long before they got on the ballot. I'm not saying that to toot my own horn or nothing like that, but Clean House 2025, led by Jason House, Allison Key, our dear friends, all of our dear friend Kiana Belcher, Brittany Norwood, and Edward Steve swept landslide. Uh, had a complete landslide. Landslide ain't the question. They said five. They give you a little credit. They gave the lady 5% because she got about 150 votes, and he got the majority. Clean House 2025, the new administration that's going into Dalton. We wish him well. Hopefully, we'll get information about the inauguration. Uh, Kiana Belcher, and to Dr. Nikita Cloud, to our correspondent up there in Dalton, to Miss Sherry Hatchett Britton, uh, we need to celebrate these people. And Sherry, you that even when you were doing what you were doing, you all fought hard, and not just there. Wait a minute, I'm not through. I told somebody that I was going to do this. I had to make sure. And to Napoleon Harris, who is the new supervisor of Thornton Township, supervisor elect, along with the whole slate was um, that was slated with him. Uh, they got a clerk. I think it's going to be a new clerk, Miss Cassie Nesbitt. That's Byron Stanley, going to be a trustee. Mary A. Van. Miss Mary is going to be there. That's her first term. Mr. Chris Gonzalez is going back in re-election. He's only the part that's left from that administration. I think that he will do well in that position. And Valeria Stubbs, my friend, got to come on our show, Miss Valerie, and say hi. And Highway Commissioner Miss Antoine Russell, and who can we cannot forget Miss Cassandra Ellison. Hobart Ellison, who stood by faithfully and stood up to the tyrant who was Tiffany Henyard. Now, what they gonna do when they ain't got no more news about her or anything? But that's Team Harris. That's right. You got to take your hats off because somebody had to come in and help help these folks and do what they had to do. I mean, the battle was a long time ago. I mean, and I got video and audio and everything that I'm going to put a collage together, but I didn't do it for clicks and views. I did it because I wanted to get a relationship with the people there, and I have Tiffany Kamar. I ain't forgot about you, Tiffany Kamar. I gotta make sure that we talk. But check this out: arrogance will get you this place. You can be on top of the world. Now look at you, on top of the world. Oh, I'm Nino Brown. I'm coming in there. Y'all better get my money. Disrespecting the sanctity of being the mayor, the chief executive officer of the village of Dalton. And you walked around like you owned the place, like it was the French Connection or it was the Godfather or something like that. I won't say the other movies like Hoolum and the rest of them because they had a little bit of sense and they were trying to take care of some things. But she was out and doing diabolical things versus on, there's a picture on the left and the black, my left, and somebody's right if y'all seeing what I'm seeing. And on the right, you have election day in the parking lot. Nobody want to talk to Nino Brown now. Nino Brown has changed into the pink. Have mercy on me, pink or peach or what have you. Not talking about the lady clothes, very stylish and what have you. But stylish and losing to no your name. The name didn't even. She's not even in the run. She knows she's not going to be mayor anymore. She ain't even on the ballot. Then went over to the township thinking that she had all of my supporters. I take care to feed the people. I feed the people. I feed it, and I starve the bull. Well, it looks like somebody's eating nothing on this morning. It's a shame. It is a crying shame that this lady has destroyed her career as such. And I'm not gloating or anything, but you know something? She terrorized those folks. She thought that she was gonna roll over Napoleon Harris. She thought she was gonna roll over on him, and she thought she was gonna get over on our friends here. These two, Miss Price and Miss Britton, they thought, and Miss Valerie said, "I'll put some money on your books." Because the feds are coming, folks. They're coming. They're coming. I'm not saying it in a funny type of a way. That's the new supervisor and our correspondent up there in Dalton. That's Miss Britton. Very instrumental in doing what she done. And when we got on the Dalton situation, she was a big guy to help us to get to Miss Nikita and to and all of the other interviews that you've seen. It was because of Sherry Britton. Mm-hmm. Who connected me with people who connected me with people. I got to say it and tell the truth. I wouldn't know Martin G. If it wasn't for Sherry. I wouldn't have known Martin G. Johnson, the crime chaser, who was my dear friend. We were all supposed to have gotten on here, and we were supposed to had been speaking. I just wanted to do that real quick. Back to the weather. I have to show this because I just have to show it. Let me pull it up. All right. This is the actual weather that was happening on yesterday afternoon. And check this out if you may. See if I can get some sound.
Yeah, there's hail coming down. Here's the lowering, guys. If this thing is going to tornado, it's going to tornado out of this thing, and that is what we're looking at right here. This is the lowering on the storm.
Now, so this is our area. This is North
Mississippi
right here. Tennessee, Arkansas. It was getting crazy.
Let's stop. We'll stop.
All right, Max, I want to be with you here. Just let's walk through this thing together. All right, so what road are you on now, Max? I'm gonna. You see the storm track, but immediately with what Max is seeing, we'll focus on Crittenden County in a second. Let's go back to where this is. Max, specifically, what road are you on?
We go right by Highway 70. We're on a very small road. It looks like AR 75 South. We're right by Highway 70, sort of looking towards the storm. Here's a look at the lowering. The tornado sirens are going. Our phones have been going off with tornado warnings, and as you can see, the hail is coming down.
Yeah.
But this is a look at the base of the storm. We've made it, and that's what we're looking at is the base of the storm.
Max, are you directly? You can see your position on your radar on your phone. Are you directly north of this circulation, or a little bit more northwest? Are you coming in behind it, or are you out ahead of it?
We're directly northeast of the circulation, punching through the fort.
So you're going to be all right. So folks on the radar there, Max is going to be right near Hicks Station, looking south. You have Round Pond. There's Highway 75 that runs from 70 down towards us. So Max is looking. If there is a tornado in this,
all right. So I wanted you to see this because it disturbed me, and the storms. Let me see what you were saying. Yes, the storms were terrible, and our families are safe. People are safe. Ida is safe. All of you all that tried to contact me, everybody's safe. And we're grateful that those storms that came in, I mean, it came in with a punch and it hadn't let up, and it's still raining now hard in the area. They put the area on a flood watch until Saturday. Here we are at Thursday. They're talking about, and the rain is going to continue tomorrow into tomorrow, as they say. Well, folks, please be careful. We don't know of any, we have no damage reports as of now, as of broadcast time. Right now, it is 21 minutes after the hour of 9 here on Thursday morning, 3rd of April, on the MacMan Morning Show. I'd like to say good morning to each and every one of you. Grand rising to you. Brother Lee is here in the studio. Wait a minute. I'm going to make sure so I got Brother Lee. Brother Lee, are you there? Say hello or something so we'll know you're there.
Great day, everyone.
Okay. That's good. Good. Brother Lee is here, and I just wanted to notify everybody that had reached out to us that all is well. We're going to finish up. I got a couple more things I want to say before I bring Brother Lee to you. But then I'm grateful for him being here, and I'm grateful for our 1 year anniversary. It was 1 year that we started out. Yesterday was our actual anniversary day, which was the 2nd of April, and that we started broadcasting. And we'd like to say hey to WKRA, our radio's transmitting partner. We're still in contract with them, but they've been more than just a contract. They've really helped propel where we are today. That you hear the MacMan Morning Show each and every day nationwide. We're nationwide. We're just not right here in the Mid-South. We're everywhere. We got customer people and listeners everywhere, and we're still working day by day to build a reputation of quality broadcasting to all of you. You seen nothing yet. If we made it through this year, it's just like a baby. We crawling, but then pretty soon, we've been getting some pretty good meal and pretty good cereal, and we've been fed well. Now, we got to grow a little bit, and we got to grow even better. And I want to just thank you, Brother Lee, for being there day one. Always been right there, bringing the smoke and bringing the fire. But we're just grateful to all of our sponsors, also to Keisha the Stylist, also to our new sponsor. Listen, I did not know, and which brings me to Arkansas, that are in Jefferson County got hit with tornadoes and strong storms in Arkansas too, where I didn't know that it was coming over from Arkansas, and there was some severe damage and some things going on over there. new sponsor, Miss Regina Mosley, hears us even by internet or so. I know that I don't know what communication systems are down or not. If you can, please get in touch with us and let the audience know that you're okay because it affects Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and over going over into Alabama, but it's going into the northeasternly part of our region, headed towards some parts of Kentucky. But we're not out of the woods yet in this area, and I'm just saying, please be vigilant. Please have your instrument, charge your phones, make sure that you got a flashlight, and make sure that you got an emergency kit, get you some cash, something like that, keep a little bag or something that you're going to travel. You're going to have to throw that bag in there, all your paperwork, your insurance documents, your deeds, and everything, have those emergency preparedness and those things uh, in your home. You will graciously appreciate it. Listen, I'm going to go to a break and I'm going to come back with the interesting speech that I heard a response. I tried to tell people I listened to the state legislature in Mississippi since, I do cover here. And yesterday in the House of Representatives, there was an interesting speech that must be said. I want y'all to hear it. This is the Magman Morning Show. Good morning to each and every one of you. We'll be back right after these very important messages. How important are they? They're very important because these are the people that help us and continue to have us on the air. And we're thankful and we're gracious to them. Also, we'll be back in a little bit.
Tune in to the Macman Morning Show. Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Macman Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, if your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios.
Our families are precious. We work hard each and every day to make sure that they're safe and secure and have a future. Jones McDonald Insurance Agency, a full-service insurance agency, is here to help you with all of your needs, whether it be life, health, auto, home, or specialty insurance. Call Farmers Insurance Agent Latoya McDonald at 708-722-1538, 708-722-1538.
That's the wrong one.
As we live life and grow, our number one concerns are having a life and a dream and a home, beauty, privacy, and security. Keys Home by Regina is here for you, a licensed and certified realtor in the state of Arkansas. Regina has the skills and the know-how and the patience to guide you through the rough rigors of owning your first piece of real estate. Whether it's commercial or residential, whether it's your first time buying a home or you're just looking to expand your real estate portfolio, I'm sure that there's something that Regina can do for you. So call her right now and get the ball rolling. From Humphrey to Whitehall to Redfield and to Pine Bluff, Keys Home by Regina will put you in the home that you've always wanted. So call Regina right now at 501-400-4655.
have a good time, yeah.
All right, we're back on the Mac Man Morning Show. I have a, wait a minute, hold on a second. I have a presentation that I want to um, send to you. Wait one second. All right, something's going on here, but it's okay. No, we're not going to worry about it. Okay, we're back on the air. Welcome to the Magman Morning Show, everybody. We're not going to worry about it. We know that there's with the flood and with good morning, Sherry. We said hello to you. All hope all is well. The deacon and the apostle. As we were discussing, there were some things that in the state legislature I follow, and I follow because it's important to know that people are fighting here in Mississippi, and ain't nobody gonna roll over on nobody. Okay, let me say that one more time. I have a speech that I have right now of a gentleman by the name of Oscar Dent. He is a state representative. I call him, know him personally. I call him, he's the deacon, show enough deacon, Baptist deacon, but he's the deacon of the House of Representatives in Mississippi. And he said something. This was and I'm going to give you the lineup, excuse me, the lineup of this video. They're trying to bust the unions in the South. Right now, Mississippi is one of the few states in the union that's called a right to work state. I don't know how many there are. If Allison, you can give me a stat on that, is right to work states are states that they can fire you for anything and you don't get no unemployment or anything. I mean, if you quit, you can't quit. You get fired. You don't quit no job or anything like that, and they can fire you at any time. There's no recourse for you. There is no union. There is nothing to protect the worker. You could be working at Nissan auto plant, and you could be working and making good money at doing it and didn't have tenure there, be there years and years and years, and they can come in and fire you right then, and because you worked there 20 years and 10 years and whatever the case may be, and they just come in and just fire you, that is devastating. Nothing to cover you, but with the UAW and the AFL-CIO and all the other unions, the American Telephone and Telegraph Telecommunications Workers of America, those people that work through the circuits and make sure that they do their job. They're supposed to make sure our streaming is good and that things are going well as far as communications is concerned. Well, they're trying to bust the unions, and they're trying to make sure that it's harder for unions to come in and organize. I'm for the unions. I don't care what nobody say. I'm for the unions. But right now, we're going to go to the video. Let me put this up, Brother Lee. Just hold on a second. And we're going to check them peoples out here in Mississippi. Diane Black, I know if you own somewhere, you need to be listening to this here. I got this here, this right here. This is Oscar Denton getting ready to come up and speak in the House of Representatives. Thomas Credit. Okay, oh boy. I'm going to get this video. I'm going to get it. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Oh boy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, Alice, thank you. Okay, let me take this out of here. Okay. Can you all hear me now? Yeah, you can. I can. The right to work states are Alabama. Ooh, there's a lot of them. Look at where they are and look at who they are. Right to work states are Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, show enough, Mississippi, Nebraska, Nevada, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma. I got some more. Hold on. Alice, you're a jewel. South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and why? Where are? Well, look at all of these places that are, and I'm going to get that video together. Forgive me to all of you all that if you hey Diane Black, I know that you're here. And Alice, as you have brought this, I thought it was a few. It's a whole. It's the South and the western parts of like Wyoming, up at the Wisconsin, all of these places. They just got a victory in Wisconsin with the Supreme Court. They had saved the Supreme Court. They had to save it because if certain people would have got in there, they would have gerrymandered, cut up, disc, and took everything, and they would have went to the Supreme Court of that state, and they would have stopped a whole lot of things, folks. A whole lot of things. A whole lot of things. People work hard. I know people that are in unions. I know that there are people that are in organizations that are trying their best to advocate for workers. There's legislators that are working down there in Jackson just to protect. They got a superconductor down there. They got a $10 billion Amazon project that's going on down there. Gave them all kind of tax breaks and everything. Billionaires. The governor is trying to get his money before it's time for him to go out. We ain't talking about Dalton right now. We ain't talking about she's through. She was crazy. And she's got to face the music. And they got a new administration coming in now. And she's got to face that new. But look at what's going on before us right now. Now, I know that, like I said, we can name these things. But Oscar was saying, first of all, he worked in the union. He worked for AT&T for 39 years. 2 weeks and some seconds, he told them. I worked for AT&T. He said when they came in, it was called what they called DEI. It was called affirmative action. He said even though it was affirmative action, we still had to do the job. You can't get up on no light post, no electrical post up there with all that electricity and don't know what you're doing. Stick your hand in the wrong. Just go on up there, Bob, and stick your hand in there right here. And knowing that you don't know what it is that you're sticking your hand in, you will be fried. Yeah, you'd be fried. You'd be fried. If you wasn't a professional, if you didn't know what you were doing, if you weren't a chemist, if you weren't a technical person, whatever the case may be, if you were in banking and whatever the case may be, on the phone, wherever, unions out there sweeping and maintaining places and bagging your groceries and in your factories and OSHA. If it wasn't for unions, there wouldn't be no OSHA. They're trying to shut OSHA down, regulations down. Child labor laws, they're trying to shut them down because why? The labor force, yesterday, I'm bringing Brother Lee in on this here. I want him in on this here. Just yesterday, take a break after of the right before. So just yesterday, I saw some work done, and I saw some people that were putting in smart water meters. Those are the meters that now they don't have to have anybody to go by and read the meter. They have them electronically that they go directly to the city hall or wherever they collect the data for the bill. They don't need nobody to go out there and dig and look in there. They got automation. And that means maybe five people have lost their job. Say, we don't want you to read. Now, I'm for automation, but I'm not for people losing their jobs. There got to be something or some way to be retrained and retooled other than just being plain old labor, carrying the sack and carrying the load and carrying the boxes and carrying the furniture and carrying the appliances and things like that and the furniture and so forth. We got to do more than that. Distribution, manufacturing, something that we have to do. And then this is why I wanted to make sure that the Thursday, this was going to be our day, that we were going to get together to put together the ideas and the dialogue that we need to go forth and march on. I'm not worried about the man in Washington no more. He's going to be stopped. It is, he's doing things, and I ain't worried about him no more. All I'm saying is this is a great opportunity for a community of people and like-minded individuals to come together and pool ourselves together and make this happen. No, nothing's going to be perfect. No, I'm not looking for permanency here. You know where I mean? And I know that the Lord has shined on and he's coming back. I know that he is. But until then, I want to be taken care of. Until then, I know I'm going to eat. Until then, God is going to bless somehow, some way. He's going to make a way. We're going to do what we have to do. The salt of the earth. We are the salt of the earth. We're the light of the world. Get that. That went over somebody's head. We are the light of the world. We're the salt of the earth. We're the light of the world. I'm going to leave it like that. Brother Lee is going to come right behind this, and we're going to he got extra time today. You say, I done did all I was going to do. Do we need unions? What about unions? What about union shops? Do they represent, are they stronger now? Are organizations stronger now? Is the NAACP stronger now? Is Operation Push stronger? Have they lost their zeal as a church? Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit right here on the Magman Morning Show. We're going to pay homage to our wonderful sponsors and give them an opportunity to share their experiences and their services to you. This is the Magman Morning Show. We'll be right back.
As we live life and grow, our number one concerns are having a life and a dream and a home, beauty, privacy, and security. Keys Home by Regina is here for you, a licensed and certified realtor in the state of Arkansas. Regina has the skills and the know-how and the patience to guide you through the rough rigors of owning your first piece of real estate. Whether it's commercial or residential, whether it's your first time buying a home or you're just looking to expand your real estate portfolio, I'm sure that there's something that Regina can do for you. So call her right now and get the ball rolling. From Humphrey to Whitehall to Redfield and to Pine Bluff, Keys Home by Regina will put you in the home that you've always wanted. So call Regina right now at 501-400-4655. From yesterday, and we just hope and we experienced so many technical difficulties. It looked like StreamYard's trying to treat us right. We'll see. I guess it's almost, I don't know, it's time to pay the bill or something like that. We'll be right back. Our families are precious. We work hard each and every day to make sure that they're safe and secure and have a future. Jones McDonald Insurance Agency, a full-service insurance agency, is here to help you with all of your needs, whether it be life, health, auto, home, or specialty insurance. Call Farmers Insurance Agent Latoya McDonald at 708-722-1538, 708-722-1538.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
All right, we want to just say great day, grand rising to all of you all. Thank you to all of our sponsors and those that are a part of the Magman Morning Show, especially to our anchor sponsors, Keisha the Stylist, the Lock Goddess of Memphis, and also Little Red of Big Red's Blues Lounge in Clarksville, Mississippi. Been with us 1 year, and hopefully we can continue our relationship. We're going to get some new commercials and everything, but I'm just, now everybody like them. I like them also. But listen, Michelle Franklin is still working. This is April the 3rd, folks, so get your taxes in as soon as you can. Give her a call at area code 6. Wait a minute. Okay, all right. 1 second. I'll be right there, Alice. And Alice is wait a minute. Okay, I got you. $7,000 in advances. Area code 708-296-3133. That's 708-296-3133. She's giving free estimates. You don't have to leave your home. Convenient ways to receive your returns and your refund. I mean, to receive your refunds. And personal business 1099 customers are welcome. Get your free estimate today. Do business with Michelle, a 3-day, 2-night vacation with your refund. She also has a credit building service and a credit restoration service for your business credit, your business funding, loans, and consulting. See Michelle Franklin again, also area code 708-296-3133. Pizza Pro XL are our wonderful friends down in Quitman County, Mississippi. We want to say good morning, grand rising to Miss Bridget Wright and her wonderful group and her wonderful business that she's down there. We need to prepare because you never know, this rain has you, and while you got a chance to while you have a chance now, you can get your delivery in today. It's going to be a wet and rainy weekend, and you might want to have some provisions. But Pizza Pro XL is the place to go. I mean, delicious, wonderful. You know, pizza. Kids like pepperoni. They like pepperoni. I'm a sausage and cheese man myself. I don't know what kind of wings those are. Those atomic or those super wings or whatever. And, oh my goodness, look out now. See, that's my kind of pizza, sausage and cheese. That's what I want. But you know, you got to have something to wash it down, and that wonderful drink. Wait until the summer's going to be happening. Look at the picture and everything. Well, of course. Listen, we're going to support our dear friend in Marks, Mississippi. That's Pizza Pro XL. That's 286 East Main Street, Marks, Mississippi. Area code is 662-326-3006. That's 662-326-3006. We want to thank them for all that they do. And we want to thank Tiffany Kamar. She's getting ready for their soft grand opening. We're getting ready to, they're opening up St. Patrick's. And it has already been rave reviews. They have some opening and some pre-opening events, and they were really nice. They told me about it. Coming real soon, they're going to be opening. We're going to get more information from Tiffany Kamar and St. Patrick's. We want to say greetings to each and every one of you, grand rising to all of you, even those of you that are in the bushes. We appreciate you being here. This is the 1 year anniversary of the Magman Morning Show. We want to say Thank you all who have been with us through the struggles, through the ups and the downs, through the mistakes, I mean, the bumbling and everything. We want to say thank you for considering us each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 a.m. on the East Coast, right here on Mag Media 3, Mag Media 3 Productions, the Magman Morning Show page every day here, and WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial, transmitting our signal on the FM dial. We are grateful for them as we reach out to our YouTube audience. I'd like to say hello to all of you. Dr. J, hello to you, sir, and to all of you all that are listening today. To those of you that are in Mississippi, Quitman County, Lafayette County, Coahoma County, in the affected areas of where the rains and the tornadoes have happened. You all hold on. I have not gotten any reports yet that has come into us because things are kind of slow, and the transmitter from where I am is kind of it's dragging. Something has happened. I don't know whether it's a surge or not, but I was told that they're on emergency power. So we're grateful for being up, and we're using cell material this time. We're not really on the full internet. We're using the transmission from cell phone. It is doing great so far. I'm grateful. So there might have been a delay. That's why we had a problem with our video, but that's fine too. Brother Lee is here. Brother Lee, I just got through talking about the unions, and I always was fascinated by the unions because the unions seemed like they had the better wages, they had the better picnics, and they had profit sharing, and they had good benefits. And you didn't walk out. You had an agreement. You made decent money, and you had the protections. You had sick days and vacation and all those other things, bonuses and everything, and it seemed like it was going good. What's going on now in the labor market that people are turning away, at least in the South? I see it as as Alice so proudly put up, that these states, Brother Lee, are the right to work so they can fire you for anything. Come on in, Brother Lee, and happy anniversary to you, Grand Rising, my brother.
No grand rising, new beginnings. I like to say, um, you're doing a wonderful job, man. I've got to say that, and your sponsors are very they have great businesses that needs to be patronized. Um, St. Patrick's, it's not too far from where I live, so I may go in there and
Yeah, we
patronize
gotta
them.
check it out. Gotta check it out. See what's happening up
I may go and give you
in
my
St.
honest review about it when I go.
I'm sure
Um,
you will. Please do.
and so I'll go by there. And I like to say about the unions, I've been in a few unions. I've been in the sheet metals union. I've been in the food service union. I've been in a few unions over the course of my life, my working life. And my views from unions have changed back and forth, and it depends on the union I was in. Um, there were some unions, you take the steel workers union and auto workers union and unions like that, and you take the constructions unions, and those unions were very strong. Um, and the union used to be where this is what unions used to be. If another union was trying to get better wages and better working conditions, um, better medical conditions and medical benefits. The other unions would, when that union would, excuse me, when that union would strike, the other unions would not cross that picket line. They would make that leverage stronger. Would bring that company to the bargaining table in good faith. Unions used to mean something when they used to stand together with other industries and stand against those working conditions until that particular industry got that condition that they needed to make a better family, a better life for themselves. and unions don't do that now. Not on the scale that they used to. They don't do it. They don't abide by the the picket lines. They cross them. It seem like they cross them more now. Um, they don't recruit. Reunions don't recruit like they used to. When I mean don't recruit, and I mean you got high schools, you got vocational schools that want to get into these unions, but they exclude them. Most of those unions, those high paying unions, are Caucasians, and they won't let us in the steelworkers unions. They won't let us in the construction unions. They won't let us in the trucking unions. They won't let us in there. We have to jump through hoops to get into the oh yeah, excuse me, the pipe fitters union. You know, they pay a lot of money. They don't want to let us in there. You go by those unions and you try to say apply and say, look, I want to get into this union. How do I go about it? How do I get an apprenticeship? You have to know somebody. Somebody's got to know somebody to get you in there. You know, and unions should be trying to expand and trying to reach out and make their numbers stronger. That makes the union better. And you know, with the government trying to annihilate these unions, the union should get some common sense and stop looking at the color lines and include everybody and reach out to everybody and actively go out and get these minorities, which wants to be was excluded from these unions, was casted. You know, they built walls against us. You know, not just the black folks, all folks of color. You know, we was excluded from getting into these unions. We had to know somebody. So especially people of color, because we was excluded from every union. And we still have small numbers inside those unions. So unions, you know, they want our help, but here's the thing. I'm gonna give you a good example of a problem here we haven't talked about on here about unions. You know, you got the law enforcement, and they have a union, strong union. You don't see them standing with no picket lines. They don't abide by any. They don't stand with any other union. Only themselves. They're self-contained. They don't go outside. They don't reach out. They don't do anything that's going to help other unions. They stand alone by themselves. They don't reach out to anyone.
So can that be called the union, then, Brother Lee? Can that be called the
Well,
union?
well, they
Or is
call
it an
themselves.
organization of polices and stuff?
Well, they call themselves a
Oh,
union, but they don't reach out. They unionize because they have a leader that speaks for them. When it's time to get their contract, they're not all speaking at the same time and sitting at the table. They got somebody representative, so they call themselves a union because you got to go through processes when you get ready to. When a police officer does something, he unalives somebody or he mistreats somebody or he clearly breaks the law. They got a union to stop him, to stop the people from getting rid of this person. You know, they have a strong union. You know, you can't just get rid of a police officer. He got to go through a process. He can actually unalive 4 or 5 people before they get rid of him. He's got to misuse people. He's got to abuse them. He's got to do all kinds of things, and still he can go somewhere else and be a police officer. Well, they keep him on the force, and they keep them on the force. You don't have public records at certain police officers, at certain police establishments, because to look at their records and see if they should be on the police force. And the thing is this is what someone once said, and I'm gonna tell you who that someone was. That Farrakhan, Honorable Farrakhan said. He said, "You want to solve the problems about police abuse, law enforcement abuse. Just do one simple thing." And he made a lot of sense by that. He said, make them get insurance. If a policeman had to get insurance and before he can be a police officer or while he's continuing to be a police
that's
officer,
a good
he
idea. That's a
he
good
would watch
idea.
what he does, because if he can't get insurance, that means he can't be a policeman. He can't be in law enforcement. So he would watch what he does. He would think about what he does, because if he breaks those laws, those rules that insurance company has, and he can't be covered, and then that means he can't be on the force. See, that's the thing. That's as simple as it can get. That'll change this abuse overnight. You know, because he'll be worried about keeping his insurance right. It's just like if you got car insurance, you're not gonna have too many. Pretty soon, you got too many accidents, or you got a DUI, you don't get a license anyway. So that should be the same thing for law enforcement. You don't get a license anyway to be a policeman, and that's the thing. And I'm gonna tell you something else about the police force that the people that haven't noticed is when we have these gun laws, the police officers don't stand up and say, "Yes, let's have gun laws. Let's have stricter gun laws." They don't stand, and they're the ones on the front line. Why is that? You know why? It's because the NRA puts money in their pocket. The NRA puts money in their pocket. So they're willing to risk their own lives and the lives of the people that they say they serve so they can get paid. That's why they don't stand up and say, man, let's get these guns off the street. Let's not have any more guns. The police, the law enforcement is silent. They are silent every time a law is passed that you can carry a gun, that you can have more guns, that you can manufacture more guns. You don't hear anything from the police. You don't hear anything from law enforcement. That's what I'm gonna say. Now, if anybody got anything to say about that, about against what I said, tell me. I'm gonna tell you, these are all facts. These are all facts. Why haven't your police officers or your sheriff's department have said anything about this? Stood up against all these guns out there? They haven't. They'll go confiscate guns, but they don't say let's annihilate the fact that let's stop manufacturing these guns. They don't need any more guns. They don't need to have a conceal and carry. You got people that are unqualified to carry a gun. You know what? Driver's license to apply for a driver's license is stricter than having a gun. The laws about having a driver's license are stricter than having a gun license. You don't even need to train to have a gun. All you need is a trigger finger. All you need is a trigger finger, and that's all you need to carry a gun. You don't need to be qualified. You don't need to be a mental kind of test to take. You don't need to have any kind of qualifications about how to use it. We just give them out like candy. And then we wonder how people are unalived all the time. It's because you're not qualified. You got stronger laws against driving a car than you do having a gun. That's what I have to say.
And as we as and it was just interesting to me how how many people ignore the fact that, and you brought out a good point. There are some organizations like the Garbage Men in Memphis back in the 60s when they were trying to get better conditions when it rained. They had to get into the back of the truck to get out of the rain, out of the weather, because they wouldn't let them in the guardhouse or the little shack that they had for the workers when it's raining and inclement weather. And they marched on, and somebody had to, I mean, look at the Jimmy Hoppers and the Teamsters and all these people, and they were saying that they are hooked up and all these other things. Now, the unions, the base of it has merit. But then when you go and dive a little bit deeper into the situation and really looking at it for what it's worth, you see that there's some flaws somewhere. Yes, there's some protections. Yes, there's some people that have really moved up in the ranks, even like you look at the teachers of the teachers unions. Now, they all supposed to be on one accord on things, but if you look at the waste and not the waste, you pay your union dues for a reason because you got representation, you got arbitration, you got people that are going to stand up for you and say we want this amount of raise, we want that. They're your negotiators. These are the mouthpieces. Okay, in some instances, the mouthpiece is led by other forces and other things and other people. He or she has tremendous power politically and otherwise. There's unions give to politicians. They do. Okay.
Yes, I do. I say that
I
too.
mean,
But
yeah. I
I would
mean, come
say
on, come on.
people have to understand. Look at history. Where do you think your 8 hour day came from? It came from unions. Where do you think your 5 day a week came from? It came from unions. See, the thing is, we say, well, I don't like a union. I'm going to tell you something. If you didn't have that union, you wouldn't have an 8 hour day. If you didn't have that union, you wouldn't have a 5 day a week. If you didn't have that union, you wouldn't have vacation time. If you didn't have that union, you wouldn't have holiday time. If you wouldn't have that union, you wouldn't have overtime. See, all of that's been created by a union. Those are facts. They can look it up. And the thing is that we have to understand that the concept of unions is right, is just, but sometimes it can be abused. Like, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you this, brother Mac. Um, Corporations are against unions because it stands in the way of them making extra profits. See, that's what they got. You got to understand. That's why they don't like unions. That's why cities don't like unions because they stand in the way of them stealing money and not giving it to the people. They stand. That's why you see big corporations, big business. They are totally against unions. That's why you see your Amazons and your Lyft and your Ubers. They're totally against unions. They don't want you to organize. They don't want us organized. They want us. They want us scattered about. They want us disrupted. They want us confused. They don't want you thinking. They don't want you deciding on how to make it better for your family. They want you all just discombobulated. That's what the corporations and the organized governments and stuff like that. Some of them in cities and stuff. They don't support a union. But see, that's the thing. We gotta not step away from unions. We have to gather together. Yes, it's going to be hard when you're in a union because they're going to use tactics on how to get you to get away from that union. Yes, you got to pay union dues. You got to pay any service that's going to work for you. And that's the thing we have to understand is that unions in itself, if you get rid of the unions, we go backwards. We don't go forward. We go back to the 20s and turn of the 19th, 20th century where unions were not there, not non-existent, and they were abusing people. They had kids in factories, working child labor. You know where the child labor laws come from? They come from unions. They didn't come from the government. The government didn't say, "Oh, damn, let's get rid of the child labor. Let's that." No, they had 12-year-old kids with the little fingers and everything, and put the parts together, and they were working in these factories. They didn't go to school. Look at the history. See, that's the thing. People don't look at his. We have to do our homework. Stop letting other people study for you. Doing your homework. You remember when you was in school, some of y'all had somebody doing your homework for you, and you didn't know what was on the paper. And when a teacher called upon you, told you to stand up and read what you had did your homework on, and you didn't know what you were talking about. And that's exactly what we're doing now. We don't do our homework. We don't study. We don't want to look at anything but social media. We don't want to read. We don't want to search for information. And that's the thing. We have to really question. Question. When you're a kid, you question everything. Now you don't question nothing. That's what I have to say.
This is the Magman Morning Show. Good morning, Grand Rising to all of you all that are listening. Listen, we are as we approach and look at various things, and I was telling somebody about this the other night. I said, we got to move past our little clickbaiter and move towards making sure that as what we're doing and we have been doing since day one. You know something when you hear these things, and it makes you wonder sometimes. Are people really paying attention to the things that are going on? Are the people really watching and observing what's really happening? Will the advantage? I think there were more advantages. I mean, they're taking them away in the 80s, the 90s, and 70s than they are now. You might laugh at me and say, "Man, you crazy, man." Back then, they used to say that you quit one job and go to another. You can't do that now. You can barely hold on to your job, especially if the muskrat get in there, But other than that, looking at our way of doing things, and as we approach um, our wind down time, I want to ask this question. And it's not a pondering question. It's just a question that I just like to ask our audience just to see how, and Brother Lee to see how I just want a commentary on. I said this and somebody challenged me on this. that we as a community of black people, as a community, have an opportunity to really, really, really position ourselves business wise, politically, and as a community in a better way because of the things that are happening. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I just wanted to ask, because somebody said, "Man, I don't know, man, we not gonna make it." But then I want to just do, because all ain't lost. We got a ways of doing things. We are some wonderful and some thoughtful and some unique people. Can you give us just a commentary on it? I mean, not just give up thing and say people can take over and woo and whatever, Uh-oh. I don't know if I lost Brother Lee
What'd you say,
or not.
brother? Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Let me ask this question. Okay, if you've heard me, I just want to know, man, because like I said, I think we in a real good position. Look at that things, man. That we in a good position to really to really regain who we are. I'll say, just off the top there.
well, brother, here's the thing. You gotta trace that back. You say, well, I say even prior to the 70s, the 60s, we had some struggles, some real struggles, and that made us come together. And the thing is that when we made some gains, we thought we were there. And so we let go of the rope and we started to assimilate because a few of us was making it, and it felt like all of us made it, all of us had an opportunity to make it. But the thing is, that's when we let go of the rope, and we were always pulling that rope, but then we felt that we were getting something, and so we felt we didn't have to pull as hard. And that's where we are today, and we're suffering because now corporations, you have to understand this, corporations, those big businesses, they're willing to lay you off and fire you, so they may lose money in the beginning, but they feel that they'll get you back onto that slave role. They'll get you back on that plantation, not physically on the plantation, but they'll get you acting as though when they tell you to jump, you're gonna say how high. You might not even ask how high, you just jump. And that's what they're trying to do. They're taking people out of these well-paying jobs and just laying them off by the thousands. People that made 70, 80, 100 and something thousand. I've seen people, I know people that made hundreds of thousands of dollars are now laid off and they confused and they starting to cry and they moaning and they saying, what am I going to do? And they got to take less money when they get a position, if they get another position. And jobs are finding out they can do without you because they're willing to suffer a little bit to get you back in line. And that's the thing. So that's why I'm telling my brothers and my sisters, be an entrepreneur. A content creator don't count. So, so if you can make money doing that, I mean, you got to constantly create content, which means that you got to constantly exaggerate, you got to lie, you got to cheat, and you got to steal. And see, that's the thing. When you dependent on somebody else to watch your little content, your life, your pay is never set. You constantly a moving target. But what I'm saying is be a real entrepreneur, have a product or a service, and learn how to market it. That's what we need to talk about is how to market your product or your service that we have for each other. We got enough. We spend billions of dollars in our own communities. And social media, you can reach people all around the world. And just think, in our own community, we got billions of consumers. And then all around the world, we got billions and billions of consumers. So I mean, we need to teach each other how to market and sell what we know, what we think we can do, what we can do, what we actually can do. That's the thing. You got a product, you got a service, you got some cookies you want to sell. Learn how to market it. Learn how to put it out there and not be afraid of hearing no. You may fail at that business. You may fail. It's not how many times you fall, how many times you hit the ground, how many times you get knocked out. It's how many times you get up. And that's what we got to count. Don't count the times that you fell down. Count the times that you got back up. That's what I have to say.
We fall down, we will get up. And Brother Lee said something that's real interesting that we that I want to advocate to is when he says entrepreneurship, and then people don't understand. This is a business. What we do here is a business. Mac Media 3 Productions, LLC. It's a business registered. We have to do things. We basically we are marketing because we do advertise. That's why I like my sponsors. That means that I don't have you don't have to beg, plead, and borrow and do the things that you do. Work from the foundations up when it's broadcast. This is just a mechanism. And like I said about the stories that we were talking about when we were talking about the election yesterday, ears are opening now. Okay, what are you going to do when that is over? When the new administration comes in, what kind of content are they going to? I mean, there's some people that make some great money off of the story of Dalton and so forth. Not putting no cold water on things, but then as a broadcaster, there's much, much more that people need to know about. Okay, now we see that situation there. Now, what about unions, like we were talking about? What about establishing businesses and being viable in our community and bringing ourselves up rather than waiting for somebody else to do the job for us? And how are we going to do that? We got to learn how to think outside the box. How did they do it? What are they doing? And what they are, the Caucasian. They take our products, who we are, what we do, our services and everything, and they pimp them for everything that they can get. Music, whether it's entertainment, music, whatever the case may be, they try to do that. I heard something about one of my colleagues that we met up, of course, and this is my first time professionally, not just name dropping, but when I was with Lester Holt. Now Lester Holt has quit his network and said, I'm done. Joy Reid is gone from MSNBC. Other people are dropping out of the way because why? And going about doing their own thing because why? They see, now they done made a lot of money over it. I'm not knocking that. But they see that an independent press is nowhere to be found almost. Because why? People are turning over and they're doing the bidding of everybody has that mentality business wise too. They're jumping on the bandwagon of the orange man with the orange makeup because why? That's who they relate to. That's why we don't have Kamala in the White House. That's why there are things that are going on because we have lost. What do you say? We need to tie a knot in that rope and swing from that rope and make sure that we don't go. I mean, we don't fall down. Hold on, help us on the way. And it's not doom and gloom. But when we look at this, they organize back in the depression times when the Teamsters and they wouldn't even let black people in the union. You wasn't getting in the union card. Where? Apprentice, where? Where? And when people wanted opportunities, Alice is so good to have you. Alice is going to be on this afternoon, y'all, and y'all go over there to her page and wonderful content, everything, wonderful guests, and her topic for today is going to be who's driving. Yeah, who's driving? I want to use that too, Alice, right before you go. Who's driving the car, brother Lee? We just got nobody at the wheel and the car is just rolling. The driver jumped out and just left us all to Paris. Now somebody got to be able to know how to drive. Somebody's got to take the wheel. The wheel. Come on,
We
brother
have
Lee. Come on.
we have to have not just a leader. We have to have strong leadership. And that's the thing. You know what? Leadership comes from the most unusual places, most unexpected places. When we don't want to step up, we're reluctant to do it, but that means that you're kind of calling for it. You got a gift for it. And the thing is that we have to understand that we gotta reach back and look at how they done it right and maybe get our knowledge from the past because seem like we're not getting anything. We trying to assimilate and one thing we have to think about assimilation is that it's not for us. We want to be like them because I understand it. I'm going to tell you this real quickly why we assimilate. And we assimilate because when you see that someone, a race of people, is getting something, They're getting something, and comes to them kind of easy, and they get treated a different way, very nice way. They get up, everything comes to them so easy, and everybody treats them so nice, and then you get to thinking that I want to look like them because they get everything easy. We don't. That's a subconscious thing. We not. Sometimes it's conscious. We see it. We see a group of people that get everything they want. Why wouldn't you want to be like them? So you dress like them. You talk like them. You act like them. You look like them. You want to be them. You want to wear your hair like them. You want to speak like they do. They don't speak proper. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is black folks be saying white folks speak proper. No, they don't. They have a certain vocal cord in their throat. They speak they sound a certain way. They use bad English too. Their grammar is effed up. But they have a certain thing in their vocal cords that it sounds a certain way. It sounds like, man, I want to talk like that. No, you don't. They don't use proper grammar. They don't use proper English. But the thing in their throat that makes them sound a certain way, we think that's intelligent because that's where our slave masters had that lingo. So it's in our minds that that's the way we should talk. No, speak like you speak. Speak with your deep voices. Be proud of your deep voice. Be proud of the way our women speak, how they vocalize and how they sound. Because they'll say, you sound black. And you could use proper English, you could use proper grammar, but they'll still say, you sound black over the phone. Or you sound black to me because we have a certain thing in our vocal cords that make us sound a certain way. But then you got some of us want to sound like them because we say, oh, that's the right way to talk. But if you listen to Caucasian people, they don't use proper English either. They don't use grammar either. They don't use none of those things, but they sound in their vocal cords, they sound like, oh, that's the way to sound. That's what I have to say, my brother.
There's a different, even in broadcasting, there's a way, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Listen. I'm working on still the panel. We had this weather. I'm going to give my weather report on tomorrow. Anything that has happened, there has been some damages in some places, and I'm going to keep my ears and my eyes open. Listen, we're not through. We're going to be celebrating the whole month of April. This is our birthday month. Our anniversary month, not birthday month. My birthday month was back in March. But all of you all that's celebrating the Magman Morning Show with us, we want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you. Forgive us for yesterday. It seemed like things are coming along pretty good. We still got some decisions that we had to make on our streaming service. For Dr. J, Brother Lee Mack, and for all of you all that are here that make up the Magman Morning Show, we will see you on tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is 10 a.m. on the East Coast, right here, Magmedia Productions, Magman Morning Show channel and network and affiliates. We'll see you on tomorrow.
Hey.